Hello and welcome. Well, here we are, part 6. And this follows Luna, dear Luna, who now possesses 2 legs despite a history of amputation, and who serves as a reluctant pawn for a mysterious time-manipulating figure known as Mr. Quick. The plot weaves through multiple eras, primarily focusing on Luna's coercive mission to 1913 London to deliver a letter to her adult son, James, while navigating the paradoxes of her own existence and the lives of her displaced companions, Sophia and Azim. Central to the story are themes of causality and displacement as Luna grapples with the ethical weight of altering the past, such as intervening in a kidnapping or witnessing her son's tragic death. Didn't expect that, did you? And the subsequent shifting realities that change her family's memories and her own social standing. Phew. Ultimately, the story serves as a speculative character study on the loss of agency, illustrating how a huge cosmic joke of time travel strips a woman of a normal life, leaving her to navigate a world that is perpetually unstable and unrecognizable. One more to go. I have to say, the AI slipped up a little here because Azim is female, not male. Still, you can't have AI getting it right all the time, can you? I am not an AI. I am real. I really am. As I did previously, the next part will be put up every other day, and I hope you enjoy them. I do enjoy listening to them, I really do. They make the book sound better than what they really are, but no, I do enjoy them. If you would like to subscribe and ring that bell, that would be wonderful. And if you comment, I will read and reply to everybody. Good day.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
You know that feeling when you are just bone tired? Not just, I need a nap tired, or, I stayed up too late binge watching a show tired, but like my soul is exhausted, tired.
The kind of exhaustion where you can feel it in your teeth, where gravity feels about, 3 times stronger than it usually does.
Exactly, that spiritual heaviness. Now, imagine feeling that way, but you're also responsible for a household of people who literally shouldn't be there.
Time-displaced refugees, essentially.
Yeah, and you're dealing with this manipulator who can freeze time, and on top of all of that, you have to hop between centuries just to keep everyone alive.
It sounds like a recipe for a complete breakdown. I mean, if this were a typical person, they would have tapped out chapters ago.
And that is exactly where we find our protagonist, Luna Hutton, in Book 6 of this series. We are diving deep into the cost of control today.
It's a fascinating thing because up until now, Luna has been this curious traveler, right?
Right. Sort of swept along.
She's been swept along by the current of history. But in this book, that current is trying to drown her, and she's finally trying to grab the steering wheel.
But the big question is, what is the price of that control, and does the steering wheel even work?
Or is it just an illusion?
So, let's set the scene. We're in December 2021. Lena is back in her home timeline. But home is a very loose term here.
Oh, yeah.
Her domestic situation is complicated. It's like the weirdest sitcom setup imaginable, but, without the laugh track.
Complicated is putting it so mildly. She's living in a flat with this collection of people who are completely out of place in the 21st century.
I mean, you have Asim, who is Sophia's friend from 1968.
Okay, he's probably the most adaptable.
Then you have Iris and Rose, a mother and daughter from the 1870s, who are probably still terrified of the toaster.
For sure. And then you have Sophia.
And let's remind everyone about Sophia, because this isn't the vibrant, young woman Luna befriended in the past.
No.
This is the Sophia who lived the slow way.
Right. This is Sophia after she lived out her natural life from 1968 all the way to 2021. She is elderly, and she is not doing well.
No. The source text describes her condition so vividly, and honestly, it's heartbreaking. She's suffering from severe dementia, or maybe just the sheer weight of time catching up with her.
And it manifests as this aggressive OCD.
Yeah, she's obsessed with tidying, with moving things around, creating order out of the chaos in her mind.
But the tragedy is that while she's trying to order the room, she's losing control of her own body. I mean, there is a scene, and it is raw, where Luna finds Sophia.
Oh, it's awful. She's just sitting in her own filth.
In her own filth.
Yeah, Luna mentions finding her laying in her own poo. It's brutal. It just strips away all the romanticism of time travel.
Absolutely.
You're not fighting dragons or witnessing history. You're changing adult diapers for a friend who doesn't even recognize you half the time.
And Lena admits something dark here, something that I think makes her a very, very real character.
What's that?
She admits to wanting Sophia to die, just to find peace. For both of them.
That is a heavy, heavy thing to admit.
It is, but it's such a human reaction to caregiver burnout. Luna says Sophia has become a tiresome, argumentative old bitch. That's a direct quote.
Wow.
It shows you just how frayed Luna's nerves are. She's grieving the friend she lost to time, even though that friend is physically right there in the living room.
It's like a ship of Theseus problem, isn't it?
How so?
Like,
yeah.
Is this old, angry woman really Sophia? Or is the Sophia she loved gone, replaced piece by time?
That is the central emotional conflict. And just when Luna thinks she can't take any more, just when the smell and the shouting become too much, who shows up at the door?
Mr. Quick, of course.
The man himself. But the sources note a change in him this time.
Yeah, he's smiling.
He's smiling, which for Mr. Quick is apparently terrifying. Luna finds it completely unnatural.
I can imagine. It's like a shark smiling at you.
She compares it to a robot smiling. It triggers this uncanny valley response in her. It's not a smile of joy. It's a simulation of a smile.
Huh?
A calculation.
It's so creepy. It's just like, why are you happy? What do you want from me? And Luna actually challenges him here.
She does. She's so fed up.
She asks him about who he is, what he is, and we get this little nugget of lore dropped on us. He admits he speaks Eilish.
Right, Eilish, which implies English, but with a silent G.
Wait, so like English? Is that how you'd say it?
Exactly. It suggests a linguistic evolution. I mean, think about how English has changed from Chaucer to Shakespeare to the way we speak now.
Sure.
If he's speaking a dialect where the hard G has just dropped out entirely, it strongly implies he is from a significant distance in the future.
So he's not a wizard. He's not some magical entity.
No. This confirms what Luna has suspected. Quick is a time traveler from a highly advanced and maybe very different future.
He also mentions an assistant, right? A tech.
A tech, which acts as a half-alive entity. Again, this points to biotechnology or advanced cybernetics, not spellbooks and potions.
So the smiling robot man from the future wants something. Because he always wants something.
Of course. He needs a courier. He wants Luna to go to 1913, specifically to deliver a letter to her son, James Haverfield.
Her son, who is now a grown man of 41.
Yeah.
It's just mind-bending in itself.
Totally. But Luna, showing that newfound desire for control we talked about, refuses.
Good for her.
She leverages the only asset she has, her labor, her ability to do what he can't. She said she won't do it unless Quick saves Sophia.
She wants the old Sophia gone and the young Sophia back.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The solution they come up with is, it's mind-bending and honestly, ethically, very questionable.
So what's the plan?
It is a paradox just waiting to happen.
Oh.
Luna buys a Polaroid camera, which is, vintage tech in 2021, and she takes photos of the elderly, decrepit Sophia.
Oh, wow.
She documents the bad ending, the squalor, the confusion, everything.
The visual evidence of a grim future.
Exactly. Then Quick sends Luna back to 1968 to the exact moment she left in the previous book. She finds the young Sophia, and she shows her these Polaroids. She basically says, look at this. This is your future. If you stay here, you become this sad, lonely, sick woman.
That is some heavy emotional manipulation. Come with me or you turn into this.
It is. It's devastatingly effective, but it works. She convinces young Sophia to leave 1968 immediately and travel to 2021 with her.
Bypassing the whole aging process?
Entirely.
So by doing this, she erases the timeline where Sophia got old.
Effectively, yes. She overwrites the reality of the old Sophia to restore her friend's youth. The old woman just ceases to have existed.
So in a utilitarian sense.
She killed her.
You could absolutely argue that. She erased a sentient human being, the elderly Sophia, to replace her with a version she liked better.
Oof.
It raises this massive ethical question. Did she save her friend, or did she murder an old woman to alleviate her own caregiver burnout?
When you put it that way?
Yeah.
Wow. But it works. She gets her friend back, the band is back together, and now she has to pay the piper.
Now she has to go to 1913.
January 4th, 1913, to be exact.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the vibe here, because Luna lands in London, and it is just sensory overload.
It's not the London we know.
Not at all. It's pre-war London. The text describes it so vividly. The smell of coal is everywhere. That acrid, sulfurous smell of the pea soup or fogs.
You can almost taste it.
And it's cold, it's noisy, it's a busy industrial city on the brink of immense, terrible change.
She checks into this grotty hotel in Chesterfield Street. I love that word, grotty. It just paints such a picture of damp carpets and peeling wallpaper.
It does. It's a far cry from modern comforts, that's for sure. And from there, she goes to meet James.
Her son.
Now remember, the last time she saw James, he was a baby. Now he's a wealthy gentleman living in a fancy house in Park Street.
Thanks to the stock market tips Luna gave his ancestors in the previous books, the Pears Papers.
Correct. The Pears Papers, likely referring to Pears soap shares or a similar blue chip investment that just exploded in value. James is living the high life.
But when Luna enters his home, it's not exactly a warm reunion, is it? I mean, James accepts her, but the house itself is overwhelming.
Oh, the clutter. And the wallpaper.
Yes. Luna describes it as having this slimy, wet, green wallpaper, just wall-to-wall Victorian stuff.
That green wallpaper detail is great. It sounds like arsenic wallpaper, which was super popular in the Victorian era.
Oh.
It just sets a mood of toxicity. And speaking of toxicity, let's talk about his wife, Elizabeth.
Not a fan favorite.
No, not at all. Luna described her as having piggy eyes.
Harsh.
It is harsh, but it tells you everything. She observes that Elizabeth is obsessed with status and money. It's a loveless marriage. James practically admits he married her for the connection, not for affection.
It's all very cold.
A stark contrast to the warmth Luna tries to bring.
James knows about the time travel, right? He's in on it.
He is. He knows about Mr. Quick. He calls him a guardian angel or a demon, depending on the day, which feels pretty accurate. He accepts Luna as his mother, despite the fact that she looks younger than him. It's this incredibly surreal dynamic.
We're sitting there having tea.
Well, Luna tries to have tea, but the hygiene standards of 1913, the milk being unpasteurized, it puts her off.
And she warns him about the war. She tells him about World War I approaching in, 18 months?
She drops hints, big ones. She even advises the maid, a girl named Belle, to take some money, grab her boyfriend, and get to Ireland to avoid the draft.
She can't help herself. She's always trying to save people.
Which brings us to the subplot with Victoria de Sorney.
Oh, this part really frustrated me. In a good, dramatic way, it felt like Luna was trying to be a hero and just got slapped down.
It's a crucial subplot because it exposes the rules of this universe, or at least Quick's rules.
So Victoria is a fallen woman staying at Luna's hotel. She's had a child out of wedlock, a baby named Charlie who was stolen from her.
And Luna, being Luna, decides to play detective.
Of course she does.
She uses her future knowledge, or rather, her ability to bluff and deduce to figure out where the baby is. She realizes the father didn't steal the baby. The father's sister, a maid named Mary Bywaters, likely took him to raise him as her own.
So Luna drags Victoria to this slum to get the baby back. They are right there. They are about to knock on the door. The baby is just on the other side.
And then the world stops.
Literally.
Mr. Quick freezes time. He steps in and just says no.
He stops her after everything.
He forbids her from interfering. He says it is computed that she cannot save the baby. He forces her to leave Victoria to her fate.
This makes my blood boil.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fine with Luna giving Jane stock tips to become a millionaire. He's fine with swapping out entire timelines for Sophia, but saving one baby from being stolen is off limits.
And this is the key takeaway about Mr. Quick. His interference is highly selective. It's not about morality. It's not about good or bad.
It's about a calculation.
It's about a specific sequence of events that he needs to happen. James's wealth is necessary for his plans, computed, as he says. Victoria's happiness. It's irrelevant to the computation. Or even worse, maybe her suffering is necessary.
It just highlights how cold he is. He's looking at history like a spreadsheet.
Exactly. And Luna is just a cell in that spreadsheet. She has to walk away. She has to leave Victoria screaming at her in the street, thinking Luna tricked her and abandoned her. It's devastating for Luna.
She delivers the letter to James. Mission accomplished, right? She's done her part.
You would think. But then James takes Luna to lunch. They go to a cafe near Piccadilly to talk more.
And this is where everything goes horribly wrong.
Horribly wrong. It's an assassination. A man attacks James. He uses a knuckle duster and a knife.
Knuckle duster. That is so brutal.
It's visceral. It's fast, shocking violence. James is murdered right in front of Luna.
And Luna herself gets punched in the face and knocked unconscious.
And when she wakes up, she's not in 1913.
No, she's in a hospital bed. But the date on the wall says 2022.
Okay, so she's back home. Phew.
Not exactly. This is the fracture. She wakes up, she feels different. She pulls back the sheets, and she has 2 legs.
Woo! Wait. Okay, for listeners who might be new to the lore, Luna lost her leg in a car accident years ago. That's a huge part of her identity. She has a prosthetic.
The very defining characteristic.
Yeah.
But in this timeline, the accident happened, but she didn't lose the leg.
And there's a bigger shock.
Her husband is there.
Liam, the boyfriend who died in the original crash.
He's alive. They're married. They live in a nice house in Harefield. Her parents are different, too. They're warmer, less distant. She works as a piano teacher. On paper, this is the perfect life.
This is the life she should have had if that tragedy never happened.
She hates it.
Utterly despises it. And it's fascinating psychology. She suffers from what her mother calls anterograde amnesia because she has no memory of this life.
She doesn't know her husband.
She doesn't know her routine. She doesn't know where the coffee mugs are kept. He's a stranger to her.
But the real pain isn't the amnesia. It's the absence.
The absence of her friends, Sophia, Asim, Iris, Rose. In this timeline, because Luna never met Mr. Quick, presumably because the accident played out differently, she never became a time traveler.
She never rescued them.
They don't exist in her world. They are just gone.
So she has her leg back. She has the love of her life back. But she's miserable because she lost her found family.
It's such a powerful statement on what defines us. Luna realizes that her trauma, her struggles, and the crazy, messy people she's bonded with mean more to her than a normal, happy existence.
So she calls for Mr. Quick.
She summons him. She screams for him in this perfect, quiet house. She demands to go back.
She chooses the messy life.
She chooses the missing leg and the dead boyfriend over this sterilized happiness where her friends are gone.
That is a huge character moment. Most people would take the husband and the leg, no questions asked.
It creates a distinct pivot point in the book. She essentially rejects a utopia because it's not her utopia.
So, Mr. Quick, he resets the timeline.
He does. He sends her back to 1912, December 30th. Just a few days before the murder was supposed to happen.
A second chance. A do-over.
A correction. She realizes that her presence in 1913 meeting James, going to lunch with him, is what caused the murder.
She was the variable that got him killed.
She was the butterfly that caused the hurricane.
So this time, she has to be anonymous.
Precisely. She arrives in the fog. It's a classic atmospheric historical moment. She goes to James's house in Park Street. She doesn't knock. She doesn't go in.
She just slits the letter through the letterbox.
Ghosting her own son to save his life.
That's tragic.
But it's necessary. She sees a policeman in the fog, the gas lamps flickering. It's very cinematic. And then she's pulled back.
Back to the right, 2022.
Yes. She wakes up on the roof of Cromwell House. She's thirsty, disoriented. She has a concussion headache, which is interesting. It bleeds over from the timeline where she got punched.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a bit of timeline residue. But she goes downstairs, and they are there. Young Sophia, Asim, Iris, Rose.
The relief must have been immense.
It is. You can feel it off the page. Even though her life is chaotic and dangerous, and she's broke, it's hers. And she fought for it.
But the madness isn't over. Not by a long shot. Because now we have to talk about Tris Green.
Ah, yes, the investigative reporter with the green hair.
She's been stalking them, right? She knows something is up with this group of women who have no ID, no history, and really weird habits.
Tris Green is the antagonist who's grounded in our reality. She's noticed the discrepancies, little things. Rose writing dates like 1872 on her schoolwork.
A dead giveaway.
A huge one. And the lack of any digital footprints for any of them. She confronts Luna and threatens to expose them.
And exposure would be catastrophic. The government would take them away. They'd be lab rats for the rest of their lives.
Exactly. So Luna decides to play hardball. And this is where we see Luna turn into something a little scary.
She asks Mr. Quick for a favor.
A big one. This scene is wild. She arranges to meet Tris at Trafalgar Square.
And Quick transports both of them to 1841.
1841 Trafalgar Square. Now, when you think of Trafalgar Square, you think of the lions, the fountains, tourists taking selfies.
Yeah, a landmark.
Erase that image completely. In 1841, Trafalgar Square was a building site. It was a depression in the ground, basically a mud pit. Nelson's column was just timber scaffolding.
And the smell.
Oh, overwhelming. The source describes the mud, the stench of open sewage from the nearby Thames, the coal smoke. It hits Tris like a physical blow. She's standing in the mud in her modern clothes, just completely disoriented and terrified.
And Luna gives her an ultimatum.
It is chilling. Luna tells her, drop the story or I leave you here.
I leave you here in 1841 to fend for yourself.
And she points out the reality. It's not just about being lost in time, it's biology. Tris has no immunity to 1841 cholera, typhoid, or smallpox.
Oh my God.
She would likely die a horrific death from disease within weeks.
That is a biological warfare threat.
It's mafia-level intimidation. It shows how much Luna has changed. She's not the victim anymore. She's willing to weaponize time travel to protect her family. She has crossed a huge moral line here.
Does Tris fold? I assume she folds.
Instantly. They return to the present, and Tris is completely traumatized. She drops the investigation immediately.
I bet.
But it changes her life. She dyes her hair back to its normal color, she leaves her husband, and she decides to study history instead of reporting on it.
Wow.
And she even thanks Luna for opening her eyes.
Talk about a scared straight program.
Yeah.
Okay, so the domestic threats are handled. James is saved in the past. But there is one final mission in this book, and it is the big one.
This is the reveal we've been waiting for.
The trip to 2035.
The future, finally.
And what does 2035 look like? Because we've had hints that it's not great.
It looks like death. It is post-apocalyptic. Luna arrives at the Park Street house, James's old home. The street is empty. Seagulls are swooping, but there are no people. It's eerily quiet.
And she meets Camille.
Camille, who we know as the wealthy benefactor in 2022. But here, she is elderly, frail, in a wheelchair.
And the text notes a specific detail. She has a mustache.
A mustache. It's a small detail that emphasizes her decline and the lack of care, the breakdown of society. She's surviving, not living, and she's living in a bunker inside the house.
A bunker in Mayfair.
A panic room that James built with the family fortune, which Camille later converted into a full-on nuclear shelter.
Why do they need a nuclear shelter in 2035? What happened?
The Southampton disaster.
Tell us about that.
Camille explains it all. On November 18th, 2029, a container ship carrying nuclear waste, specifically plutonium-238, was blown up by terrorists in the English Channel.
Whoa.
It created a massive radioactive cloud that drifted over southern England, the Southampton disaster. The air in London is radioactive. The population has either fled or died.
So Camille and her daughter Marilyn are only alive because they have this bunker.
And the immense wealth to have supplies droned in.
And this is where the penny drops. This is the aha moment of the entire series so far.
The follow the money theory. It all clicks into place for Luna.
Why has Mr. Quick been sending her back to give stock tips to James? Why did he ensure the family became the richest in Europe? Why the pair's papers?
It wasn't just to buy nice things. It wasn't about status.
It was to build the bunker.
It was to accumulate enough resources to survive the apocalypse of 2029.
So Mr. Quick
is almost certainly a descendant of this family. He is ensuring his own existence.
Wow.
He manipulated Luna across centuries to build the fortune that would allow his ancestors, Camille, Marilyn, and whoever comes next, to survive the end of the world.
That is selfishly brilliant.
It reframes everything. He's not a god. He's not a demon. He's a survivalist. He's a prepper with a time machine.
And every seemingly cruel decision, letting the baby be stolen, ignoring the suffering of others.
It was all calculated to ensure this specific lineage survives the radiation. Anything that didn't serve that one goal was irrelevant.
And Luna's is just the pawn, the tool he used to build the bunker.
Exactly. She hands over a metallic device to Marilyn, her birthright. We don't know exactly what it is, maybe a drive with data, maybe a key to something. But the mission is to ensure the lineage continues.
And then Camille warns her to leave.
Immediately, she says this cryptic line. The integrity of what we are must be maintained. And she warns Luna about the radiation. Plutonium-238 has a long half-life. Lena is standing in a radioactive zone, and she needs to get out now.
Luna zaps back to 2022. And naturally, she freaks out.
She thinks she's glowing. She's in a total panic. She rushes to her parents, who are doctors in this timeline, remember, and demands a Geiger counter scan.
Imagine trying to explain that to your parents. Hey, Mom, Dad just popped to the radioactive future, might need a scan.
She keeps the details vague, but they scan her. And luckily, the levels are low. Her dad compares it to an old luminous watch. She's safe. physically.
But mentally, she's fried.
Completely. The realization of her lack of agency, of being used for this grand, selfish scheme, it just hits her so hard.
She drives recklessly, speeding through London. She's thinking about Liam, about death, about just ending the cycle. It's a really dark spiral.
It is. She ends up on the roof of Cromwell House, looking over the edge. It's a moment of pure, raw despair.
But she's not alone.
Sophia finds her, and this is the beautiful bookend to the story, isn't it? At the start of the book, Luna was saving Sophia.
And now Sophia saves Luna.
She talks her down, she grounds her, she pulls her back from the edge.
It reinforces that central theme. Yeah. The found family is the anchor, the only thing that's real.
Exactly. The timeline might change, the world might literally end in 2029. But these connections are the only real thing Luna has.
So, looking back at this entire deep dive,
Yeah.
what are the big takeaways for you?
I think first, the nature of Mr. Quick. He's been demystified. He's not a chaotic deity. He's a desperate man securing his lineage against a known disaster.
His cruelty is actually just extreme pragmatism.
Which is terrifying in its own way. You can't reason with someone who is just trying to survive.
True. What else?
Second, Luna's evolution. She's moved from a passive observer to someone willing to erase timelines and threaten reporters with Victorian diseases to protect her own. She's hardening.
She's becoming a survivor, just like Quick.
And finally, the definition of home. We saw that alternate 2022 where she had everything she thought she wanted: her health, her husband, stability, and she rejected it.
Because it wasn't home.
Home isn't a place or a status. It's the people you bleed for.
It's a heavy lesson. And it leaves us with a lot to think about as we head into the final book.
It raises a provocative question for you, for the listener, too.
What's that?
Luna rejected a perfect life because it wasn't her life. But if you were in her shoes, if you could go back and save a loved one, stop a car crash, prevent an illness, but the cost was that you would lose everyone you know now, would you do it?
Would you trade your current reality for a better one if it meant erasing the people you love today?
And on the flip side of that, is Mr. Quick evil for doing exactly that, manipulating time to save his family?
Yeah.
Or is he just doing what any of us would do if we had that kind of power?
That is going to keep me up tonight.
Me too.
Thank you for listening to this deep dive into Book 6. We will catch you in the next timeline.
Stay safe out there.